Chemistry between Jack and Elsie is already off the charts. Guys, it was so good. I loved it. That's because you're trying to hide a feeling there, buddy. Oh. Hi guys, welcome back to another reading vlog. In today's video, we are tackling the August TBR. And I have to be honest, the weather has come to play. It knew the assignment. It is giving me the push I needed to stick with the summery books because it is so unbearably hot. I am sweating. My entire body is sweating. There is not an inch of me that is not sweaty at this point. We seem to be having like a new heat wave, and I don't know, I thought we were kind of on the road to autumn. I thought we were getting in the zone. I received people watching, which is like the perfect autumnal cozy book. Can I say just very quickly, thank you so much for all the support and hype that you guys gave me on the reel that I posted and the TikTok that I posted. I literally don't know what I did to deserve you guys, but you've all been so amazing, just wonderful and so lovely. And I feel like I've made so many bookish friends through this channel with you guys. Thank you. Anyway, this was the book that I was planning to read at the beginning of this video that we were going to kickstart this with, but this is the actual cover that this book is meant to be released with. This is like the limited edition ARC cover. The actual I mean, either or, they're so autumnal. It's all like cozy fall vibes, and that is not where we're at right now. So I don't really know what to do with myself because I was so determined to just bump this to the very top of the list for what we were going to read next. And now I feel like I kind of need to push it back down because it isn't the time. The weather has said, no, Ellen, get your summery books read and then we can move on to the cozy vibes. So with that being said, one book we can already tick off from the TBR because I have just finished reading Every Summer After and One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I basically read both of these like back to back, blitzed them both. Loved both of these. I'll give you my full review when we do a wrap up of the month, but I absolutely loved them. And now the summery vibes have been set. So not only I finished those books right as the heat wave has hit. So there are two books that we've currently got on the August TBR that I'm going to prioritize getting read. Option one is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Oh, it's in Sicily. It's set in Sicily. I mean, perfection. And you guys might have seen from like the little intro to this video, but this reading vlog is actually taking place multinationally, or whatever the right phrase is, because we are going to be reading, I should have said this right at the beginning, goodness me. Come spending the next couple of days at home. We're just going to be chilling and reading at home. And then we're actually going to Mallorca. So we're going to Spain. We're going to be reading a little bit here, and we're going to be reading a little bit like by the sea, by the pool, just like chilling and vibing in the sunshine. So this is a great contender for that. I know Italy is not the same as Spain, but European summer holidays, this could be a great option. The other option is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've got the biggest treat ever this month, thanks to the TBR jar, with a reread of my favorite Emily Henry book. I rated this book top tier 5 stars, like I absolutely loved it. Also, so summery, perfect vibes. I definitely don't want to take this big hardback with me on holiday. To be honest, I kind of only really want to take the Kindle with me. Decisions. Okay. To be honest, I'm going to leave you hanging. You can see what we choose when we start reading. I'm going to go and sit because whenever I do this, I end up staring at the wall for 5 minutes before I can make a decision. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go debate, but I think these are the two that we're going to start with. Funny Story or Problematic Summer Romance. And maybe we'll read both in this vlog. I don't know. This is me officially kicking off probably the last summery reading vlog of 2025. I don't know if I can even say that, but this is going to be a week of intense summery reads. And then things might start changing. I don't know. Got to go out with a proper bang. I'll update you once I've read a bit and I've got some thoughts. Okay, it's several hours later and it's officially reading time. I had some work I needed to do, but now we get to read. It's very early, it's like 8 o'clock or something, but for me, I'm counting that as bedtime because the bedroom is the coolest room in the house and it's just unbearable everywhere else. So I'm just gonna hide in this room for the rest of the evening and read Funny Story. As soon as I stopped filming, I kind of realized that it was a no-brainer we were gonna pick this one because this is a hardback. I don't want to take this one on holiday, so let's get it read before we go away, and then whilst we're away, we'll take Problematic Summer Romance, which it's the vibe of being on holiday and being abroad and being away. So that indecision was unnecessary from me. So we're going to start with Funny Story, which honestly just feels like I said before, just such a treat. For anybody that doesn't know anything about this book, Funny Story is about Daphne and Miles, who get thrown together as roommates under the unlikely scenario, the very unfortunate scenario that both of their partners leave them for each other. And the story basically follows both of them re-finding their spark, I guess, but they are both so miserable the first good chunk of this book. Miles especially, I remember little bits of the book with him singing to sad love songs in his room, or blasting sad love songs in his room because he's so miserable that he's been dumped. There are loads of tiny little details of the book that I remember that I cannot wait to reread, but there's also huge chunks of it that I can't remember at all. I haven't done many rereads in my bookish journey. I obviously recently did the Windy City series one. So excited to do my first Emily Henry reread. I'm gonna have a shower, try and cool down, climb into bed and get reading. Yay! Like to say that I think this book has probably the best first chapter of any book. If you think you might want to read it but you're not really sure, just read the first chapter. Just have a little browse of the first chapter. It's so funny. It's such a funny first chapter. I love it. Well, we're one chapter in and we're off to another 5-star. Another 5-star start. Really and truly, I love this book. I am so glad that so far it's fully living up to my own hype. I wanted to talk to you so much about it when I was reading in bed last night, but Cameron was also reading in bed. I didn't feel like I could talk to you properly with him also having his peaceful, quiet pre-bedtime, and he's reading Red Rising at the moment, and he's right in the thick of the drama, and it's just a completely different vibe to me, literally giggling and squealing and kicking my feet next to him while he's excuse me, I'm at war. So I didn't talk to you as much as I wanted to, but oh my gosh, I also have checked and I have not underlined or annotated anything in this book at all. And now I'm thinking, get me a pen. I need to highlight so much of this. As I said, a stellar first chapter. It's so good. If you don't want to listen to any of this, then obviously just skip ahead a tiny bit. But this is a few lines that happens in the first chapter. So it's really not a spoiler, but if you just don't want to have any quotes or anything, but just listen to this page. I slam my computer shut and peel myself off the sofa. This apartment was built pre-global warming when northern Michiganders had no need for air conditioning, but it's only May 1st and already the apartment turns into a brick oven around midday. I cross the bedroom hallway and knock on Miles's door. He doesn't hear me over Jamie. I escalate to pounding. The music stops. Footsteps shuffle closer. The door swings open and a weed fog wafts out. My roommate's dark brown hair are ringed in pink, and he's in nothing but a pair of boxers and a funky knitted afghan wrapped around his shoulders like a very sad cape. Considering the overall climate of our hotbox apartment, I can only assume this is for modesty's sake. Seems like overkill for a man who just last night forgot that I lived with him long enough to take a whole ass shower with the door wide open. His chocolate brown hair sticks up in every direction. His matching beard is pure chaos. He clears his throat. What's up? Everything okay? I ask, because while I'm used to a disheveled Miles, I'm less used to hearing him blast the saddest songs in the world. Yep, he says, all good. Could you turn the music down? I say. I'm not listening to music, he says, dead serious. Well, you paused it, I say, in case he really is simply too high to remember more than 3 seconds back, but it's really loud. He scratches one eyebrow with the back of his knuckle, frowning. I'm watching a movie, he says, but I can turn it down, sorry. Without even meaning to, I'm peering over his shoulder to get a better look. Unlike the rest of our apartment, which was perfectly tidy when I arrived and is still perfectly tidy, his room is a disaster. His TV is what catches my eye. On screen is the image of a 30-year-old Renee Zellweger sporting red pajamas and belting a song into a rolled-up magazine. Oh my god, Miles, I say. What? He says. You're watching Bridget Jones's Diary. It's a good movie, he cries, a little defensive. It's a great movie, I say. But this scene is 1 minute long, he sniffs. So why has it been playing for at least, I check my phone, the last 8 minutes? Dark brows knit together. Did you need something, Daphne? Okay, I am really not an audiobook narrator. And the comedic, everything in those 2 pages, I'm sure I in no way translated, but it's so funny. I am now 4 chapters in. I didn't actually read that much last night before I fell asleep. I'm 4 chapters in, and it's just so funny, and you guys know how much I love a funny book. I love funny, I love banter. There's already like little bits of attraction there, like a couple of little crumbs. And I don't love insta love, but I do like people that are attracted to each other. We're getting those little crumbs immediately from Daphne and Miles, even though neither of them has like any interest in the other one, like actually, because they're both so heartbroken. But even through that, there's just like they're tiny, okay? And that's what makes them so good. I think off the bat, you want just teeny something, and that is very different in my opinion to insta love, where within like 2 minutes they're like, oh my god, we're in love, and like let's have loads of sex. That's not what I'm advocating, but I am advocating some form of immediate attraction in some capacity. Anyway, oh my gosh, this book just makes me so giddy. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying it after only 4 chapters. I'm so happy. I think I'm overly excited because there was a little bit of me that was slightly nervous that I had overhyped it to myself, and therefore also overhyped it to you. I'm gonna keep reading. Kate couldn't tell, I'm having a great time, and I'll catch up with you maybe once we get to 100 pages. I feel as though I could do with just like burning through a little bit now, but it's so good. It's so good. Hey guys, good morning. I don't know how well you can hear me. I've literally, I'm filming on my phone and I'm using my phone's microphone, and you're propped up on my dress, which I'm planning on putting on after I go to the gym. So you're not a very professional setup. So I hope you can hear me back. Good morning. I have fully woken up in paradise. This place is amazing. I'm not actually vlogging this trip from a lifestyle holiday perspective, so you guys are getting the only bits of this trip that I'm gonna share. But yeah, we arrived yesterday, spent a few hours by the pool, obviously did some reading, and then I've just woken up. This is actually an iced coffee, and this iced coffee is so good. I think this is one of the best iced coffees I've ever had. I know it's in the wrong cup, but I don't know what on earth they did to it. It almost smells like almondy, almost almondy, amaretti kind of, but I asked for an oat iced latte. Anyway, it's freaking delicious. So I'm enjoying this, and then I'm going to the gym. But obviously I had some thoughts, because last night in bed, and just last night in general, and on the plane in general, damn, now I can't get the lid back on my god. We might be abandoning the lid. Oh, it tastes like a freaking dessert, but not a dessert that's too sweet. Anyway, I am now on page 173. Guys, I love this book. This might just be entering a 6-star stratosphere for me. I can't cope with how perfect this book is. Miles, I love dual point of view, okay? I love dual point of view books. I love to be able to see inside the male main character's head. But both in You and Me on Vacation, but more significantly this, I'm I don't feel like I need Miles's point of view. I kind of love seeing it all through Daphne's eyes, and her take on Miles's feelings, or lack of, or are there, but it's his face just goes blank, and you're that's because you're trying to hide a feeling there, buddy. I am obsessed, and I love all the side characters. Ashley is so funny. We haven't even got to the there's a poker club thing that I can kind of remember. We haven't even got to that bit yet, and I know those side characters are amazing. Miles's sister, I love her as well. There is just so many. I mean, I know it's called Funny Story, but it is funny, and I just love how they're each so down bad for their exes, and they're genuinely becoming friends. And it's just so nice to read a male main character that's just such a lovely guy, and that sounds silly or small, but it's not. He's just genuinely a lovely guy. Everyone gravitates towards him. He's so sweet. I mean, I guess it's like that golden retriever with deeper feelings thing again that I love, but just all the things he does for absolutely everybody around him. He's just really caring, and like he's trying to convince Daphne to stay in the place that they live, which is a little town in northern Michigan. He's trying to convince her to stay, not because he likes her, not because he like fancies her or loves her, just because he genuinely likes her and he wants her to stay. And he's told her that's his reason, and I believe him. At the beginning of the book, he's genuinely like trying to be a tour guide to her of this town and show her around, just because he's genuinely a nice guy, and I'm obsessed. So I'm now 173 pages in, which means we're not quite halfway. Yeah, not quite halfway, which honestly is good, because like I don't want this book to end. I want to live inside the pages of this book forever. I'm having such a good time. Anyway, for now, I'm gonna go to the gym. I mean, I know this is obvious, but no one is awake. Like Spain, they had like a big party last night, and Spain is very quiet in the morning. I know that everybody, or like in general in Spain, everything runs late. Like people go for dinner late, people go out partying late. I think the party last night started at like midnight or 1 and went to like 5. I don't know if I've explained the party, but like the local town had its like annual summer fair thing. So I didn't even see it start. I mean, we went into town for dinner, like saw them all setting up, but I'm in bed by 1 a.m. But it's not even early, it's like 7:30, and there's no one, like no staff. Well, I managed to find one lady, and I was like, is there a chance I can have a coffee? But yeah, it's quiet, which I have to be honest, I also love, because then it's so beautiful. I mean, I've shown you some of the shots already of this morning. It's stunning. Right, I'm gonna go get some movement in before I spend the entire day sat reading this book by the pool. Like I'm not vlogging this trip for my other channel, because I'm not doing anything on this trip. I'm going to sit here for 3 days, I think, or 4 days. Like it's very short, and I'm literally going to sit here and read for 4 days. Heaven. Right, I'm gonna drink my coffee, and I'll see you in a bit, or by the pool with our book. Good morning. A very sleepy me again. You can tell I look like I've just woke up, because I've just woken up. I need to sit back a bit so you can see me, but this is quickly becoming one of my favourite times of the day on this trip. Got my book. We're doing very well. We don't have very much left, which makes me very sad. Got my delicious iced coffee again. Like I said, probably one of the best iced coffees I've ever had. So good. I don't know what's in it. Guys, I am so down bad for this book. Like I just love everything about it. I do just think it's perfect. That's probably why I've given it 5 stars, but I'm so happy that I still think that. I'm reading it and going through it a second time. It's honestly just as good as the first, if not better. Like, there's that line that I think loads of people have said. Oh no, lost my place. There's that line from here that I know is quite like a famous or like popular line, but I just read it last night. Let me find it. I see him laugh, but I can't hear it. I feel robbed of the sound. And to be honest, that line isn't even necessarily one of my favorites. There's just so many good moments. Look, I'm just loving it. Probably bored of me saying it now, but this book is so lovely and so funny. I'm laughing non-stop. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here, read for a little bit, drink my coffee, then I'm gonna go to the gym again, and then it's another day by the pool. So I'm definitely gonna finish this today, and it means we can also start on the next book, which I'm also so excited about. So I have to be honest, this holiday's kind of slaying. Actually, before I start reading, let me just show you again super quickly where I am today, because I'm sat in a different place to yesterday. Look at this. Actually, let me flip the camera so you can see it properly. I'm sat at this little table with the sun pouring through, and the hotel is in this like valley, but look at these views. And my sunbeds of choice are those ones there, because then I can wheel them back into the grass and alternate between sun and shade all day. So all of the cushions aren't out yet. Everything, like I said yesterday, happens very late here, but it's so pretty. And look, I'm sat in this little like hidden covey thing amongst the leaves. and that's where you have breakfast over there. Anyway, stunning. So I'm gonna go keep reading my book. Oh, try and wake up a bit, although to be honest, chatting to you has already helped wake me up. And once again, I will chat to you a bit later on, maybe when I'm done. Sad, I don't want to finish. So I've just come back up to the room for a little bit of aircon time and to get my next book because we finished it. Oh, it's so good. 5 stars. I'm not actually gonna put it in the 6-star like stratosphere because it didn't ever make me cry. Like I never actually welled up whilst I was reading it, but I just think it's perfect. Like it's one of those books where I just read every single line and I have no notes. Nothing makes me cringe, nothing makes me feel like, oh, I just wish that was a tiny bit different, or that character, the way they did that, like I really didn't like that. Everything that every character did felt really true to who each character was, and all the conflict felt really like believable and like well fleshed out, and I understood the conflict and I loved the resolutions, and it's just like a no notes book for me, okay? No tears, but no notes. So that is enough on Funny Story, but we finished it. Anyway, it is now officially time, that's the wrong way around, to start Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I'm thinking I might read this and also audiobook it at the same time because I think it might be duet. I can't remember, but I think Not in Love was duet, which is like the first book in this standalone interconnected series thing. And if it is, I do remember Heather McLary, we love Heather, I do remember her saying when she was reviewing this book, if you want any more in-depth stuff on Ali Hazelwood, Heather is having a very intense Ali Hazelwood summer, and there is just nothing more fun than watching somebody crash out over new books that they're obsessed with, or old books that they're newly obsessed with, whatever you want to call it. So if you also like Ali Hazelwood, go enjoy some of Heather's content because she's having the time of her life right now. She said that the main guy in this, Connor, has an Irish accent, like in the audiobook. So I don't know if it's duet, that means it could hit pretty hard. So I'm probably gonna combo read this. Maybe I'll just do a full immersive situation and just do both at the same time. I'm gonna go back down to the pool. I need some lunch. I'm gonna go have some lunch, then get reading with this. I'm so excited because enjoying Not in Love was a bit of a shock to me, but I really liked it. And then you guys said you liked it too, when I'd only heard hate about it before I started it. So let's go. And whilst we're on the topic of Ali Hazelwood, has everybody seen all the Love Hypothesis promo stuff? The most perfect casting, and now I feel like I really want to reread the Love Hypothesis because I didn't love it the first time I read it because I am a Star Wars fan and I just couldn't not see Adam Driver, and it was just too Kylo Ren coded for me to be able to like fully enjoy it because I was too distracted by picturing Star Wars like constantly whilst reading it. Now that I've seen the casting that they've got, guys, the casting is pure genius. They are so perfect, and that is much more my speed of casting. Now that I'm like not picturing Adam, I think I'm gonna really enjoy the Love Hypothesis, so I'm gonna reread that at some point. But for now, I'm gonna stop jibber jabbering. I'm gonna go start this after some lunch, and I'll let you know how I get on once we're a little way in. We are really following through with our promise, and we are sending this summer off with a bang. A bang of good books. Okay, I have no idea how well you can hear me. Probably like not very well at all. I can't get over how quiet this hotel is. It's like so empty that I always just feel like I'm the only person here. Like right now I'm just chilling in the pool. Ow, oh my gosh, that jet just like annihilated my leg. Right now, that was so painful. Right now I'm in this like hydrotherapy pool. I I'm just like fully the only person here. Like, I don't know what kind of reality I'm living in right now. I won't go on for too long. I'll chat to you later once I'm like back in my hotel room, but I just wanted to say I finished I just finished Problematic Summer Romance in like, I just blitzed it. Like, it just did it. Like, it's gone, it's read, it's finished. I also immersive read it. Can confirm the audiobook, like, beyond chef's kiss. The immersive read of this was that was an insane experience, especially like in this location. Overall, this book was, I just loved, guys, it was so good. I loved it. I loved it. Like, I don't know if I'm just having such a good time. I kind of want to give it like 5 stars. Like, honestly, it was so good. Maybe again, it didn't make me cry, so maybe it's like a 4.75. Highly recommend. If you liked Not in Love, go read this very quickly. It was better than Not in Love, like 100% better than Not in Love. I think I'm gonna have to give it like 4.75. Nothing makes me miss being a scientist. For anyone that doesn't know, I studied biology at university. I was a scientist in a former life. Nothing makes me miss being a scientist like reading an Ali Hazelwood book. Every time I read an Ali Hazelwood book, I always think to myself, I wish I'd kept going with science. I wish I'd like properly, I just wish I was like a proper nerdy scientist, because it's so cool. And Ali's writing is so cool, and half of the scientific words she's using, I haven't got a clue what they are. The other half of the words, I do know what they mean, and they're the ones that make me wish I'd studied harder at uni and like done something with my degree. Anyway, obsessed. The writing in that was so good, it was so funny, and the audiobook was sensational. Neither of them were very good at doing accents that weren't their actual accents. So like Eric Nolan is Irish, you can tell like his Irish accent is his native accent, but then every time he had to do someone else's accent, like he had to do a Swedish accent at one point. Lucas, there's like a cameo, and I think it's like a Deep End cameo of like the main characters in Deep End. The Deep End male main character was definitely called Lucas, but I can't remember if the female main character was called Scarlett. Like, I now can't remember. But anyway, there's like a Swedish guy named Lucas that in my head I was like, that has to be Deep End Lucas. He can't do the Swedish accent, and then he also has to do like Eli's American accent, and he's not good. He's not great at that either. And then the female voice actor was so good at being Maya, like so good at being Maya, but she had to do like Scottish accents and Irish accents, and she really wasn't great at those. But both voice actors were insane, and they brought both of the characters to life so well. I am gonna shut up because you probably really can't hear me at all whilst I'm just like chilling in my hot tub. But yeah, book 2 done. I can't believe how fast I read that. Like, I've literally read this whole thing in less than a day, like easily less than a day. I'm having a whale of a time, and I now have no idea what to read next, because I was fully expecting for that book to take me till we got home, but I've still got another whole day here. And I didn't bring any other books with me, and all the other books that are on my TBR for this month, I'll see if I can find any of them on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't really want to buy them on Kindle if I've got the book at home. Dilemma, but I'll let you know once we've chosen. Could be anything at this point, guys. Could be literally anything. Such a good book. Oh my gosh, I will catch up with you in a little bit. We are officially 16% of the way through The Love Hypothesis. No, we are now 16% of the way through Love Theoretically, page 58, and I'm already having such a good time. This one is a lot more like sciencey and like nerdy physics than like Not in Love and Problematic Summer Romance. Definitely more than Problematic Summer Romance. But we're 16% in. Chemistry between Jack and Elsie is already off the charts. It's kind of like a workplace. Sorry, I don't know how well you can see me there. It's kind of like a workplace adversaries story. She really wants this job, and he is one of the people in charge of whether she'll get it or not. But she is fake dating his brother. I mean, only Ali can come up with this stuff. So she's fake dating his brother. They're kind of like workplace adversaries, and I'm obviously like right at the beginning, and he's just realised that the girl who he believes is fully dating his brother, because his brother's like lying to his entire family and saying he's got a girlfriend when it's like a fake relationship. He thinks that his brother's girlfriend is actually like been lying to his brother and is like leading a double life, because as part of their fake relationship, she and the brother, Greg, told his entire family that she was a librarian when she's actually a physicist. And now, like, the male main character, Jack, is like, so you've been lying to my brother this whole time, like you've got a double life because you said that you were a librarian, but you're not, you're a physicist because you're going for this job. So that's where we're at. It's so good. I literally have 45 minutes left by the pool and to enjoy my time. Or you might be able to hear me a bit better now. But yeah, I literally have 45 minutes left of this bliss before I have to go upstairs and have a shower and go get on a plane, and I'm coming back home. And then when I get home, the cozy reading continues. And I have to be honest, at this rate, I have no doubt that I'm going to burn through this book just as quickly as I burned through the last one. There is something in Ali's writing that is just so addictive. Guys, I'm back. I've got a little dog with me today that likes to sit on my lap. Everybody say hi to P. Hi. We spend our whole lives dog sitting, so there's always someone extra in the house with us. Anyway, I'm back. I actually got back a few days ago, but then I actually ended up having like a little bit of a health thing. I had to have a little procedure. So I had a couple of days off and it meant that I missed an upload. Oh, sorry. There you go, P. Sit down. I hate missing an upload. I'm so sorry that I did, but I had a couple of sick days and there was just no way for me to get this vlog finished. So I'm so sorry I missed one. But I have lots to say, because what better thing to do whilst you're sat not feeling great at home than read? Like, it's the thing to do. So first up, I of course finished Love Theoretically. This wasn't as good as Problematic Summer Romance. I'm gonna give this like maybe 3.5. Actually, I think I'll say 3. Like, there was so much of it that I really enjoyed. Like, I love Ali's like kind of sarcastic, quippy, dry sense of humor. Some of the little situations that her characters get into are always so, like, they always give me a giggle. Like, I definitely had some giggles in here, but generally speaking, I don't feel too bad about the fact that you didn't get to actually like watch my reactions to me reading this, because I'm not sure there would have been really anything to watch. There wasn't really any major reaction to me reading this in a big way. It's obviously a romance, and for me the romance like just didn't really hit. I think this book has finally shown me what, this sounds so harsh, I think this book has finally shown me what like bad pacing actually is. I feel like I always compliment pacing being really quick and being really good and me constantly being on the edge of my seat, and it's not that the pacing was slow in this, but it was really inconsistent, and I feel like the characters were making huge leaps in their behaviors and their thought processes that kind of came out of nowhere, and I was a bit like, hang on a minute, what, have I missed a chapter or 10? How did we get from here to there? I also think that the plot was also really inconsistent, or that's not the right word actually. I think the plot was weird, or like not very fleshed out, that the arc of the plot was really wibbly wobbly. I don't know how to describe it, but basically the first 40%, which is a huge chunk of a book, the first 40% was all about our female main character going through an interview process to get a job. And the interview process was like it was over a span of time. There were different rounds to this interview process, and that felt to me like that was the plot. The plot was she was applying to get this job, and at the end of the book we were going to find out if she got the job or not. But then at 40%, like, the interview process ended, the outcome of that whole job situation ended, and I was like, well, so what are we doing now? Because I guess the romance was still developing, but that, like, the plot had kind of finished. I don't know, it felt really odd, and it then felt as though Ali was almost trying to come up with what we were next going to explore, like what the characters were gonna do with each other in order to like continue developing the romance. I don't know. I really enjoyed Jack, the male main character. I do think the female main character read very YA. It's not YA, and there is spice in it, and that was something that also for me just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden was like, whoa, hang on a minute, that's so inappropriate. Like, in my mind it just like didn't fit because she feels so naive, but actually she's, I don't know if she's a woman in her 30s, but she's definitely in her late 20s, so like she's a fully grown woman, but her internal dialogue, her whole single character felt very young to me, and so there being spice in it I felt all of a sudden was misplaced. I almost wish it was a YA and it was a little bit more like Check and Mate, which I really enjoyed. I think this was kind of Check and Mate-esque in some ways, just like not executed as well. This is also her most scientific book, definitely. This really is, if you are a physicist, like a true professional physicist, then I'm sure you will eat this up. I love the fact that Ali's books are always so STEM focused. It makes me feel, like I said earlier, like connected to my degree. It makes me feel, makes my little science heart happy, even though like I don't have much to do with that side of myself anymore. And I feel excited about the fact that I do know some of the things that she talks about in some of her books. This though is like an entire different kettle of fish. This is like very deep physics, and so much of it was just going straight over my head, and it's too complex of a theory or a concept or whatever it is that she's talking about to Google it. Like, it doesn't, there's no point. It's almost like you're not supposed to know exactly everything they're talking about. You're just supposed to get the gist that like they're super smart and they know lots about physics. But I think in this book it was a little bit too overkill. And long story short, you get to the end, and in her acknowledgements, and I don't know if it's her acknowledgements, I think it's actually an author's note, she basically says in that this is her most science heavy book. And she also references that she found this book really hard to write, and she's like, some books just come to you and you get them finished really quickly, and others are difficult and like a long slog to get through to write. And honestly, that's how it felt. It felt like she had a really cute idea for a story that lasted that kind of 40%, that was the bit that like was really good and worked really nicely, and then she like ran out, and almost it should have been a novella, and I think it then would have been a really good novella. I think I've criticised it a lot because I actually did really enjoy it, and like I said, I really liked Jack, and I think that their connection and it was like a really nice YA setup. Like, you didn't need like any of the spice or anything like that, but they're competitive, they're both scientists but on opposing sides of being a physicist. Like, one's an experimentalist and one's a theorist, and those two fields have always been at like war with each other, and I think that competition element was really fun and really cutesy. Anyway, so I really enjoyed some of it, but like it didn't hit as hard as Problematic Summer Romance, which, oh, that was so good. Now I really want to reread The Love Hypothesis, see if I like that, but anyway, we're not doing that. I picked up next another book that's been on my August TBR. This book, guys, is so good. Right, I've actually just realised it's over there. I'm gonna have to get it. Oh no. You know that thing where you have to move like a sleeping dog, but like feels so wrong, but I have to get the book. Oh, she just moved. Okay, that's gonna be my cue. One sec. P, talk to everyone for a second. There we go. Okay, I'm back. You're gonna sit down again? Okay, so the book that I'm currently reading, and I'm about, gosh, maybe even over halfway through, is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. And guys, this book is so good. First of all, I think that I had no idea what the concept of the trope slow burn was until I started reading this book. This is slow burn. This is what slow burn actually means. I feel like this has now been defined for me in my head. A new bar has been set. This book is a romance, and you get nothing. You get tiny, tiny, tiny crumbs. Think it's nothing like this at all, but think like Six of Crows type crumbs, where you get like a look or like a touch of a hand that wasn't in any kind of romantic context. It's like so slow burn, but I love it because actually this being as slow burn as it is kind of leaves all this space and this room open for so much more story. And I think this is the first romance in a long time where there was so much else going on, and not from like a crazy plot perspective, but just from like a character development, character exploration perspective. I feel like we're really getting to know, well, mostly the female main character is in her point of view, but mostly Aurora, but also a little bit of Rhodes as well. It's so good. Basically, the story follows Aurora, who has moved back to the town that she grew up in when she was very little. It's in Colorado, beautiful mountains, beautiful scenery, very like countryside, mountain town, village, small town life. And she's moved back after a very messy divorce. She's in her early 30s. She was with her ex for 13 years, and her ex was like a very famous singer, but like a very famous guy was her ex. She broke up with him, and she is now moving in to live in a garage apartment. And of course, her landlord that lives in the main house is Tobias Rhodes, and she's basically decided to move back to this town because this is the town where her mother went missing from when she was younger. Her mum went out on a hike in one of the beautiful mountains and never came home, and it's assumed that her mum died on that hike, but they never found her body. And because her whole life was blown up, she wants to go back to the last place that she was with her mum and that feels like home to her. Dog's left, but the last place that feels like home to her, and she wants to kind of rebuild her life in this small mountain town. And that's the story. It's a story of her rebuilding her life, making new friends, getting a new job, like just fully immersing herself in small town life after living a very different life in Florida, and meeting this man and his son that live in the house. So it's kind of like single dad romance. If I have to whittle it down to tropes, guys, it's slow burn single dad romance. I mean, could you come up with a more perfect book for me? Probably not. I'm having such a good time. Like I said, I'm over halfway through. Right now there's no romance to be seen, actually. There's nothing. We've not had any, the extent of it is that like she thinks he's super handsome. That's it. Like there's been no flirting. Like there's no banter, which usually I need, but somehow you don't need it and it's like quippy and fun anyway. I could rant and rant, but it's so good. I'm just gonna see what it says on the back to see if I just described it right. Yeah, checking out her landlord across the driveway might just cure it too. She basically does, like that's basically where I'm at. She checks them out every now and again, but that is all you get. And she's like going out on hikes and exploring the land that her mum loved so much and trying to not reconnect with her mum, but feel close to her mum while she's struggling. It's kind of like women's fiction in loads of ways more than romance, because it is so slow burn, but it's just a great story. Like I'm just really enjoying it. Oh, and I should say, whilst I need to just shut up soon and keep reading, I'm also listening to the audiobook of it, and I'm loving the audiobook. So I'm doing a bit of a immersive read. There have been a few times when I've actually just been audiobooking it and I've put the book down, but I'm immersive reading, so actually maybe I'm even a tiny bit further forwards. But I'm immersive reading. It's so good. The audiobook is great. The audiobook is done duet, but basically it's so much of the story is just her that she does all voices apart from his. So even if there's other male voices in the book, she does them, and actually she does them really well. And then the male voice actor like just does Rhodes' voice. So I thought that would be a bit weird, but it's actually not. It works fine. I did see some of like criticisms on the reviews that his voice was like especially robotic, and he is like a very grumpy, very sulky, sullen man, which just adds to his charm. I'm telling you now, I'm a sunshine, like I'm a golden retriever loving sunshine. That's my type of guy that I love in a book. But Rhodes is ticking all of the grumpy boxes in the best way, and his voice is a little bit robotic, but it hasn't bothered me, to be honest. I'm really enjoying the audiobook, so if you want an audiobook recommendation, because I'm always like hunting for duet books to listen to, that's a good one. Also loving the book. Oh guys, I have such good things to say. Right, I'm gonna go be quiet. I've got my cup of tea, which is probably like fully cold now. Oh no, I've prattled on the perfect amount. Now my tea is perfect drinking temperature. So I'm gonna go sit myself on the sofa. Honestly, I'm kind of having a day off today. I've scheduled today as like a complete non-working day. So I'm just gonna read. Like my goal, my target for the day, my only achievement that I'm setting myself for the day is finishing this book. So we are gonna hunker down, buckle in. It's an extremely long book as well. It is. Whoa, I actually didn't realise it was that long. It is nearly 550 pages. Well, it is if you include the acknowledgements. 550 pages. That is chunky for a romance, and I'm not even remotely bored. I'm having such a good time. So let's go do some reading. having a lovely day so far. I've just been doing some reading, made some lunch, now I've made a coffee, and we're back on the sofa to read again. I'm currently in that trap where I didn't sleep very well last night. I only got like 5 hours sleep. I do not know what is wrong with my brain. Every time the seasons change, my sleep goes out the window. Does that happen to anyone else? It's like, I know the seasons are changing and all of a sudden I like can't get a proper night's sleep. So I've made myself a coffee even though it's 2 o'clock and that's too late for me to have a coffee. So I'm not gonna sleep again tonight and like the cycle continues. But here I am doing it to myself. So I've got myself, I'm just loving a coffee at the moment. Oh, yum. So I've got myself a nice coffee. Okay, thoughts on all roads lead here, where we're up to so far. I thought that this book was maybe going to be 5 stars, and I think we officially have to dock it slightly. I still think it's going to be phenomenal, right? I think we're in for a great overall score. I'm actually much further ahead than this now because I've been audiobooking it while I made my lunch and stuff, so I don't know where I'm up to. I'm gonna have to find my place. But the thing that is knocking it back slightly, can you actually see me? Is P in the way? No. The thing that's knocking it back slightly is, unconventionally, he has 2 nicknames for her. Now, I actually don't mind a nickname. Well, in fact, I take that back. I love a nickname. I am not one of those people that's very easily icked out by a nickname. They normally just do it for me. Like every single time I'm like, cute, that's personal for you guys. Like, I don't mind. Every now and again, there'll be one that I'll be like, no, jail. But normally I love them. In this book, as I said, unconventionally, he has got 2 nicknames for her. One I love, one is great. One I'm very happy with, very swoony, tick. The other one I don't like. It doesn't make any sense, and why would you have 2 nicknames for somebody instead of... She's seen a fly. I've never seen a dog that's like so obsessed with flies. As soon as a fly goes past, like she is now gonna hunt that fly for half an hour, even though it's gone. It's gone. You're gonna come back up here, the fly is gone. Come on then. Good girl. It's there. Okay, right, I'm gonna leave to it. Yeah, so one nickname is good and one nickname is bad, and with a nickname that's good, okay, this spoiler, hopefully it's, I mean, it's whatever. The nickname that's good is Angel. He calls her Angel. Perfectly happy with that. That's totally fine. What's not fine though is that her name is Aurora and he's called her Angel now a couple of times, and the first drop of Angel was like totally swoon worthy. As soon as you get the first drop of the nickname, I'm done, I'm dead. I love the first drop of a nickname. It's like such a pivotal, important moment in the transition of a couple's relationship as soon as the first nickname comes out. Like, I remember the first time I called Cameron babe, or like he called me babe, or like it's that first thing that like slips out and then you're like, are we like official now because we call each other babe? Even when you're like bloody 30 years old. Well, to be fair, we were like 27 when we got together, but it feels very girly teenagery as soon as the nickname comes out, no matter how old you are. And that's just like one of the fun things about love. Anyway, he called her Angel and she thinks that he's getting her name wrong. Like, she's like, it's Aurora, not... Like, my name is Aurora, not Angel. And I'm like, sorry, what? Babe, what are you talking about? He knows your name. You've been around for ages. He's called you Aurora several times. This is a nickname, and Angel is like, okay, it might not be it's not like calling someone babe, but it's like an extremely common nickname. So why would you think that he got your name wrong? So that was like a tiny niggle, the fact that she has now like corrected him twice and like in her own like personal internal dialogue, she's been like, why does he keep getting my name wrong? I'm like, no one in their right mind would think that. Like, I can't think of a single person on the planet. If a man called you Angel and you had a different name that began with an A, like if your name was Anna and someone called you Angel, do you think in like a cutesy flirty way, would you think that they got your name? No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. So I think right now maybe it's docked down to 4.5, but it's annoying because everything else about this book I'm eating up. It's so good, but the slow burn is slow burning. Like, we are still, things have definitely like, there's like, we're being fed more. Like, we are being fed more, and like it's making me a little giddy. We are being fed more, but we are still, this is a slow burn of a book. Like, I predict, which I won't ever reveal because I don't want to spoil it for you, but my prediction, having not read it yet, is that there is going to be no like 3rd act breakup. There's going to be no conflict. It's just going to take the entire book for them to get together. And then they'll eventually like fully be together at the end of the book, and there's going to be no conflict. Like, that is my prediction. This fly is actually going to drive me crackers because it's driving poor P crackers I'll get rid of it in a second. You can probably hear it buzzing around. So anyway, I've just yapped for way too long for a very small update, but it's going very well so far. No notes on the plot, no notes on the pacing, no notes on like 99% of the relationship, to be honest. It's just so good. Like, this is a 5-star book with a 3-star, this fly, I'm so sorry, with a 3-star nicknaming situation. Right, I'm gonna shut up, go get rid of this fly, and then I'm gonna get back to reading, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. But I am burning through this. This is gonna be done in a couple of hours. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, and it feels so good. What an afternoon. Or I'm also so fiddly today. Like, I keep taking these earrings in and out and keep having to check that I've got both in at the same time. I think it's because I've like overdone it with caffeine. You can hear I'm talking too fast. I've overdone it with caffeine. I've got too little sleep, and I keep being like, oh, I've only got one earring in. I only have got, anyway, calm down, deep breaths. I finished. I feel like I've just had, this is probably one of the most solid reading days I've had in such a long time. And it's so, well, I guess on holiday. This whole video, actually, I've just sat and read. So really, I'm being very spoiled. Maybe it just me with zero distractions. Like, there's no one in the house today. It's just me, well, me and the dog, I guess. But I really have just sat and read for a few hours, like not moving an inch, just reading. And I've had such a good time. Final thoughts. I loved the ending. The nickname that I really didn't like, he explained why he called her that, and I get it more now. Still not a fan though. Like, I now understand the reasoning, because before I was like, that's just so random. Whereas now I feel like I get a little bit more, so it's better. Still not a massive, like, yeah, still not a 10 out of, still not great. But overall, this book was so good. It was such a good plot. I just loved the story. I mean, that sounds so basic for a book, but I really loved the story. I really loved some of the like more tension or like dramatic fueled moments that happened throughout the book that, again, like wasn't to do with the romance. It was more a story of really wonderful man, like a really great, wonderful, lovely man, helping her, like helping the female main character through her journey and her story and like what she's going through, and yeah, all the conflict and stuff that happened at the end. Like, there is a little bit between them, again, no spoilers, but like just to keep things spicy, like to keep things not spicy in like the spicy sense that we mean, but like keep things exciting. Honestly, a lot of the drama in the plot is actually not to do with them as a couple, it's to do with the rest of the story that's going on around them as a couple, and I just really loved that. I definitely want to read more Mariana Zapata. I think I've had wait for it on my like Goodreads want to read list for a while now, so I really need to get to that, because as I said this morning, I think slow burn has been redefined for me. This was such a good story. Guys, go read this book. I also think now is a really good time to read it. I don't think it's specific season coded necessarily, because it's so slow burn. I'm going to shut up about that soon. Because it's so slow burn, it takes place over months and months. I think it kind of starts maybe in spring or something, and then you've got like all through summer, and then the book ends in like snowy winter. So you can really choose. You have a bit of like autumn, fall vibes in here, you've got a bit of summer vibes in here, you've got wintry, snowy vibes at the end in here. So you can really choose. I think this is quite a all seasons book, but it was so lovely. So maybe one to put on your TBR soon. It's autumn color coded, if that helps sway it in the autumn direction a little bit. Anyway, I've no idea where I put my Kindle down, because I had it earlier when we were talking about love theoretically. I have no idea where I put it now. But that is it for this vlog, and boy, what a collection of books. 5-star funny story. Go read it if you haven't already. Bit of a push getting you to read this one, considering we're right at the end of summer, but maybe you've got a September holiday coming up. All of my Southern Hemisphere girlies, put this one on your summer TBR. Love Theoretically. I think if you've read a lot of Ali Hazelwood and you enjoy her stuff and you want to scratch a bit of an itch for more of her stuff, read it. Otherwise, I think there's a lot of books to be read at the moment. You can probably skip Love Theoretically for now. I wouldn't rush to get to it. I would rush to get to this. This was so, guys, this was so good. I think I'm like really in a bubble because I just finished it, but oh, this book was so good. Right, that is it. And I think at the beginning of this vlog, I said maybe that would be the final summer vlog, but I wasn't really sure. I am sure. I'm here to confirm that next week begins the autumnal cozy reading vlogs. Next week is actually going to be our monthly reset for September, so we're going to be doing all of the bookish things. We're definitely going to start reading some autumnal fall-coded books. Maybe I'll finally get to this. In the meantime, between now and then, I want to try and get First Time Caller read, which means I won't be reading it for you in a vlog. I'm just going to see if like I can read it before I start filming the vlog for next week, just because then I will have read every single book on my TBR, and I think that's actually one of my prompts in my book journal. And I don't know if I've done it yet this entire year, and I'm one book away and I have 4 days left in August. Can I do it? I mean, obviously I can read a book in 4 days, but like how busy am I over the next 4 days? It's not like the shortest book in the world. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for spending, I want to say the week with me, but it's been longer than a week now, but thank you for coming on holiday with me. Thank you for hanging out with me since I've been back. Some such good reads. I've had the nicest, best, like my best bookish summer. Like I've had the best bookish summer. I'm so ready for bookish autumn, bookish fall. Let me know what bookish autumnal stuff you want to see from me if there's anything specific, but don't you worry. I've got plans. It's all about to get very cozy. I'm so pumped. You're all the best. I hope you're in the middle of such a lovely book, and I cannot wait to see you and hang out with you next week's vlog. Bye guys.